Hello, Jeremy.
Hello.
Jeremy, I'm working on some issue with Solo 050. Yes, I tested it well. It worked fine. I notice that quite rarely, like couple of times a week, Solo deployment hangs with no clues at very end. I'm still collecting more details. So I cannot tell what's happening, but it's definitely a sticky symptom. So totally it's happened three times. SDPT was
Uh,
hanging.
what it hangs like and it's done and it's successful, but it just hangs or it's
It's
incomplete.
it's done successfully and just hang cannot exit from the call and hang in there. I have no access to see
Which call is it when it hangs?
at very end when it's reports that all nodes successfully active, everything fine, everything good. I suspect that the symptom, if you start use kubectl, if you use kubectl on latitude, and kubectl has issues. It may hang. It's a known source of that hanging symptom. That's why everywhere in my operation, kubectl is a wrapper. When I call native kubectl, if it's hanging, not responding for 10 minutes, I kill it and retry it. That's what I do. My suspect, if you start using kubectl in new solo, you may kind of get this disease, contagious disease from kubectl, kind of.
Well, we already had some hanging ones in certain places, so it might be something we already had, or but it might be new. I don't know. Like it
I'm
depends.
investing. That's why I'm not submitting tickets until I have 100% evidence. But
Okay.
it never been in earlier version of Solo. But in 050, it kind of already three times says it broke my SDPT. But again, I'm not complaining because I still collecting evidences. So when I collect, I will submit ticket with things. Well, maybe it's not good cut. So I'm waiting for next case, and I will ask Paul to look at runner because he has access to see what process is hanging.
Okay.
And
All
again,
right.
I cannot even blame Solo because exactly the same couple of weeks we have GitHub runners acting up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I not kind of spread my suspicions against Solo until I have solid evidences.
Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah. I guess it's been long enough. It's 5 minutes and just you and I. So,
We have very productive conversation, by the way.
right, right. So I guess we'll just end the meeting unless you have anything you want to talk about before we end the meeting.
Okay, summary is despite that issues with 050, I call it an double quotes because I have no evidences because coincidentally at the same time we have issues with GitHub. That's why I'm not talking to anybody other than you about 015. Solo working perfectly well. I knock in the wood. Okay. Block node released yesterday kind of put me in depression because they did not progress. But it's working fine. So from Solo side, of course, Solo working perfectly. But block node itself is kind of not super progressing. Continue investigations the boundary of performance of that. Next is mm, yeah. Speaking of Solo, Solo is on stable, good plateau. Just nothing to improve, so to speak. Perfect. Um,
Okay.
and I must aspect in version Solo 0.15. Remember that symptom when symptom of that mysterious things that not working. Hi, Angelina.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Well, we were just seeing if anybody else would join, and we were just talking about some other things while we waited.
The symptom when copy to function throws some mysterious failure, so it's not reproducible in 0.15 50, working perfectly well.
Oh, okay. Do you have any topics, Angelina?
No, nothing from my end.
Okay. Uh,
So
yeah,
Angelina,
so
I
we
reported
got
to
some bug fixes coming on the next version. I've been working on it, and the team's been working on it. We have so we had added in previously some logic so that if the pod was killed or scraped by Kubernetes or whatever version, like whatever the reason, that it would automatically restart the consensus node whenever it came back up, assuming that the persistent volume claims were enabled. Um, but we have some of our commands and test cases where we need to stop it in order to do certain things, and then we bring it back up. But we had a miss, and so if you stopped it, then it would just automatically restart itself. It would automatically restart the consensus node, and like, we didn't update all of our software to account for that. And so this will fix that so that if you do a stop, it won't auto restart. And then it won't also automatically start up until you've actually started it the first time. And so it'll leverage. It basically uses the system control service, and it will enable or disable the service when we start and stop. But if it's killed and it's been enabled, then it'll automatically restart. But if it hasn't been started the first time, then it won't enable the auto restart process. So it fixes a lot of that, but there's some other fixes that go along with it. So yeah, mostly fixing bugs. Got a few other things we've been working on, but we're getting close to the end of the year. So we're mostly just wrapping things up and finishing our various milestones. One that has been pretty difficult is getting it so that Podman will automatically install and work because Docker in a enterprise environment requires licensing. And so we don't want to install Docker on the end user's machine and make assumptions that they might have the right licensing. So Podman doesn't require those licensing. And so we are getting it set up so that it will install Podman under certain scenarios. And that's been a bit challenging, but I think it's pretty much ready. So that should be coming pretty soon, either in this next release or shortly after, depending on when it gets cut. So yeah, it's things are going pretty well. I think we're also getting that backup and restore process working, but we don't have the transplant working right. So that's kind of like additional scope that wasn't part of the end of the year milestone. But we've got a lot more stuff ready for it so that there's a lot less work to do on the transplant. So that's good. I know Alex and Tom appreciate that once we get that ready.
we do appreciate, yes.
Yeah, so we're closer, but it's not completely there yet. So
So Angelina, previously I reported to Jerome a good status of Solo version 0.50. It's perfectly well working for Latitude and HashSphere simulator. So I'm totally enjoyed this version. Thank you, Jerome.
yeah, okay. All right. If there's nothing else, we can go ahead and end the meeting early.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.